Hi everyone, Stepan here. I finally have white. My opponent is 2151. So I won my last two games with black. One in the Karo-Kan, one in the Semislav. That's good. And I'm really happy. Okay, this is gonna be a Benoni or a Benko. So it's gonna be way more exciting than the other games. Oh, Czech Benoni. What do I do? What do I do? Do I play c4 or do I play e4 with bishop b5? I'm gonna go c4. This is gonna be tough. I'm not too happy when I play the Czech Benoni. With either color, I have tried this out with black as well, believe it or not. A closed position. Oh, early f5, early f5, early f5, early f5. All right, my instinct tells me to play e4. So why wouldn't I play e4? e4 takes, knight takes. Knight f6, bishop g5, bishop f5, bishop d3 seems okay. e4, f4, e4, f4. Maybe e4, f4 is good. What if I play f4? I already don't know this. Maybe I should have gone e4 instead of knight c3. Okay, I'm going e4 now. I mean, we are going to learn this variation after we finish the game. There's no other way to go about it. So I'm going to practice this and stick around till the end of the video if you want to see me learn this. This is what I do after each training game. When I stop recording, I've decided to actually do it on video so that you can see my process. All right, so my light squared bishop is going to be bad. That's obvious. I may consider playing g3 straight away. g3, g5 seems scary. I don't want to go knight f3 or f3. f3 seems very bad. So what if I go g3? g3, g5, h4 takes. I like that. Since I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to experiment and we will see how it goes. I'm trying to punish my opponent for playing f4 very early, and g5 fails to h4, I think, unless my opponent recaptures on g5 with the queen. Okay, now my bishop is active. Now this is great. Now I'm really happy. Because my light squared bishop, the main problem piece in the Czech Benoni, is now active. Okay, my opponent wants to go knight g4. We should play against that. So I can play bishop g5. I can also play bishop h3. If I just ignore what my opponent is doing... Yeah, I don't feel like ignoring him. This is my good bishop, so bishop g5 doesn't seem like a good idea. So I may just play bishop e2. Seems safe. Controlling g4. Just because I can play bishop h3 or bishop g2, it doesn't mean I have to. Now I have very good bishops. I'm really happy with this. This isn't a closed Benoni at all anymore. I feel like g3 was the correct decision. Now I can safely play bishop e3. And then I can continue with maybe knight h3, knight g5. Again, thanks to everybody for my coffee machine tips. It worked. My coffee tastes good again. It would be great to get 3 wins in a row. Come on, come on, come on. I'm up 16 rating points after 5 games. So on average, I get 3 points per game. So on average, getting the last 230 what points is going to take me 90 something days. So if I continue with this tempo, then it's going to be good. Okay, let's play. I actually want to play bishop f3 for knight e2. Is there something else I can do? If I go bishop g5. No, that doesn't work. I'm playing bishop e3, and then I'll decide. I may play bishop f3, knight e2. But if my opponent castles, then that's going to be unsafe. I may also consider playing g4. g4 is interesting. At some point, my opponent's going to go a6, trying to play b5. So I'm not really sure where we are going to put our kings, either of us. The bishop on e7 is my opponent's bad bishop. So that's the bishop I want him to keep on the board. And the bishop on c8 is my opponent's good bishop. And that's the bishop I would ideally like to trade off. Because all of my pawns are on light squares, the bishop on e2 is bad. You can see that it's severely restricted, although it's not that bad now that I've managed to open the position up on the king side. But this bishop is still very bad, because even though it has this diagonal, it has 0 squares. So this is the piece I would like my opponent to be left with, and this is the trade I would like to make. Okay, supporting b5, no need to overreact. Knight f3 is out of the question. Knight h3 is a good move. Knight h3, and the idea may be knight g5. If my opponent plays h6, I can go knight g5 anyway. Then I can also go knight e6. Knight e6 can be extremely problematic for my opponent. Although that gives away the c6 square after bishop takes, pawn takes. It's a good attacking piece. So I'll just play knight h3 for now, to keep things flexible, to develop a piece. I may also consider f3, knight f2, knight g4 later on. h6 doesn't do anything to prevent knight g5. It also runs into bishop h5, so that's just awful. h6 is a very bad move. So b5 is still prevented. That's the thing I have to watch out for. I also have to watch out for queen a5, which is going to attack my e4 pawn indirectly. So against queen a5, I believe I'll go f3 or bishop f3. I'm not sure which. Queen d2 isn't playable because of knight g4. We will see. How come I always get paired against people rated 100 points below me or more than 100 points above me? I feel like I've played 2100 people and then the one opponent was 2400. It's not clear what my opponent should do. I mean, where does this knight go? If knight a6, I don't really have to react, and it blocks the a pawn. Knight a6, knight c7, b5 is the ideal plan, but when I play a4, it doesn't really do anything. And in time, I may also be ready for f4 with this knight on h3. Okay, makes sense. What do I do? That's the question. Do I go knight g5? Knight g5 seems tempting. On knight g5, knight g4 takes, bishop takes. Bishop takes g5, bishop takes g5, queen g5. I have bishop e6, but then there's knight c7. If I go knight g5, knight g4, knight g5, knight g4. I mean, what if I go rook h7? Try to win a pawn? No, that doesn't work. Knight g5, knight g4. Maybe I should play f3. What if I throw in bishop h5? I don't like bishop h5. What if I play f4? My opponent hasn't committed yet, so I need a move. I need a waiting move. I need a waiting move. Let's look at knight g5 again. Knight g5, knight g4. I could play knight f7. But then knight takes e3, attacks my queen. So that doesn't work. Knight g5, knight g4, bishop g4, bishop g5. I do have queen h5 check. Aha. Knight g5, knight g4, bishop g4. If bishop g4, then queen g4 is fine, winning a piece. And if bishop g5, then queen h5 check. Okay, I'm playing knight g5. I like this. Knight e4 doesn't work because I take with the g knight. h5 doesn't work because I have bishop h5 check, actually winning the game on the spot. Because of king f8, knight f7. And now if my opponent doesn't do anything, I'm expecting knight c7, preventing knight e6. But if they don't do anything, then knight e6, bishop e6, f e6. Sorry, d e6. Let's say knight c7. Can I keep that pawn? I don't think so. So I'm not sure I should play knight e6. But I will play bishop h5. I will play bishop h5. And if knight takes, queen takes, g6, then queen h6 seems deadly. I don't know. If I were my opponent, I would play knight c7. And against that, I'm gonna go a4, preventing b5. And I may also consider, I don't know what my opponent does next, but I will definitely consider f4. Because f4 prevents knight g4 ideas and threatens fe5, giving me a passed pawn, and on castles winning the bishop after d6. So tough position for my opponent. I have more space. What? Oh, this does work. I did not see that. At least I can win the b pawn. So queen takes. If my opponent throws in bishop c6, then I play queen f7. And if bishop takes g5, bishop takes g5, queen takes g5, doesn't queen b7 win a piece? So queen d5, bishop g5, bishop g5, queen g5, queen b7. Am I not winning? The tactic works, but long term it loses material, I think. Yep. So how does my opponent save the knight? Queen b7? And that's the end of the game. On knight b4 I take the rook with check. Yeah, okay, this is This is game over. His tactic worked, and I did miss it, but he didn't look one step ahead. And he didn't see that I'm winning a piece here. I can just take that. This is over. I'm just up a knight. Yes! Come on, 3 in a row! Let's go! Yes! Yes! I'm so happy when I win these games. Yes! Okay, let's analyze. Let's not get too excited. 15 moves. Okay, so knight c3. I'm sure this is a move. Like oh, it's even more common than... Okay, I usually play knight c3. I don't think I've ever faced f5. Yeah, f5 is rare. People usually don't play this. I'm used to bishop e7, e4. This is what I play. So f5, e4 is correct. g3 is correct. Come on, let's turn on the engine. Yes! I understood the position well. So what's the problem? If g3, then if you try g5, I have h4. Oh, not h4. Why not h4? Okay, h4 is fine. I would have played h4 instantly. The point being h6 doesn't work because I take and the rook is hanging. But queen h5 is stronger? Let's see. Queen h5 does make sense. Okay, g3, fg3, hg3, f4 immediately. Okay, I played bishop e2, which is fine. f4 again. I kept talking about f4, but I didn't do it. Knight h3 is fine. Knight g5 is fine. Oh, I had queen h5? Wait. Queen h... Oh, sorry, bishop h5? Oh yeah, I had bishop h5. Bishop h5, king f8. Oh yeah, I can just take that and threaten mate. On queen d5, it's still okay. Bishop g5. Wait, mate in 4? Oh, okay. I had just decided to win a piece. I was too excited about winning a piece that I didn't even consider this. Very poor play from me. I mean, even though I won... Okay, so we're not going to be analyzing this and studying it with chessbook because I played well. f5 is a mistake. Yes! So, yeah, okay. 3 in a row. Okay, let's see how much we won. 8 points, so we're gonna be on 2275. That's good. 24 points of rating gain. I will see you in the next game, in game 7. Stay tuned for more chess. Bye bye.